Welcome, folks. This is Myth World Cup 1999. Par 73, bringing you the action between these two orders, Alliance and Snap, Krackle, Die. The Alliance have won the match and the first 4 games so far. They currently lead in points 70-17. And they've just shown much more effective coordination and game awareness than their opponents. We'll have to see how this Alliance game plays out. Let's hop into the teams really quickly. The match continues to be a 7-on-6. Teams here will be 4-3 versus 3-on-3. Alliance in the northwest and the southeast, while Snap in the southwest and the northeast. So teams at diagonal positions here, we might see quite a bit of pinching, as seems to be the case when teams start off diagonally. We'll have to see how the teams can adjust to that, or if they decide to play it out any different. I see no pus by any of the teams. However, we do have the presence of a journeyman for both of the Snap squads. Looking to put some heals into action. They're quite expensive though, 6 points. And for the teams in the northwest, we have Captain Synapsed. He's with Red Dog and Zap. And in the southeast, we have Captain Mortar. He's with Opus the Vulture and City Hunter. In the northeast, we have Giblet, captaining for Snap's first Alliance team. He is with Taoist Chi and Dinsdale. And in the southwest, we have Kensai, Rust Dragon, and Copper. Kensai leading these forces. So with 5 seconds to go, we'll see how this pops off. Looks like the most mobile force will be this green force in the northeast. It has the least amount of thrall.
Flag captured. Flag captured.
And it looks like Alliance is making a move to pinch. They want to take out this southwest force and capture those flags as effectively as possible. Looks like they'll be using a Thrall Dwarf defense on both flags. And Mortar is in control of a gold pack for the 4-man southeast team. Looks like he will be harassing the backfield of that Snap team. And it looks like Taoist Chi is going to opt to go right through mid, as Kensai runs from the southwest. I'm not so sure he's aware of what's going on. He might just be playing to go and capture these Thrall defended flags. But this southwest force is going to be in quite a bit of trouble. There's not a lot of melee protecting it, and there's also no dwarf. It looks like Alliance will be capturing one of their opponent's flags before they capture one of their allies' flags. This flag 5 goes into their control. The other teams will be able to tag that unless units are kept on it. And Red Dog coming right in for the pinch here, as Copper gets off a shot with his dwarf. He's just surrounded, handling a lot of units here. Able to take out some more archers, but losing most of his own. And this southwest Snap force just can't do anything, especially without the help of their warriors. It looks like Giblet will engage Zap up there, but it looks like it's going to be a huge percentage and unit advantage in Alliance's lead after this southwest skirmish. It does not bode well for Snap once again.
Flag captured.
So as the action continues, let me explain the scoring a little bit here. Each allied team that captures a flag, each flag is worth 1 point for that specific team, and then you combine those two teams' points at the end. Teams can also net points for placement. First place would be 5 points, second place 3 points, and third place 1 point. So combining placement and flags captured between the allied teams is how MWC scoring is done here. You'll see the two teams working together here. Snap's Dwarf for the orange alliance team, and Opus's Warriors for the purple. I mean, I love the alliance's dynamic. I mean, sometimes it can be some really well matched games. But more often than not, I feel like the team who's a bit more prepared has a much bigger advantage, as Vulch is gonna walk his dwarf right into Giblet's thrall right there. Had he kept them together, he could have killed that dwarf all at one time with a volley of axes. It looks like he might have actually lagged out, or perhaps he has too much in one place. Perhaps that was another reason he only took 1 goal for his team. In the first 2 games, he had combined 2 goals, just 2 units. And a good reason to only give a player 1 or 2 units would most definitely be lag, because you never know when they might lose connection.
Flag captured.
We're gonna switch on the auto camera here. Check out some of the action as Alliance moves in on the remaining Snap flags.
Flag captured. Flag captured.
And that's gonna get cleaned up pretty quickly, folks.
Flag captured.
And the auto camera definitely helps with being able to cover a lot of the action at once, especially in these alliance games, or games that revolve around 2 or 3 different flanks or fronts, however you want to call them, at one time.
Captured. Victory imminent.
Percentage difference is about 51% in favor of Alliance. And Giblet gonna get rushed here. And Tawashi also pressed to engage Opus in a melee. And it looks like that's 2 victories for Alliance right there.
Flag captured.
And it looks like the last flag will be tagged. As stated before, Alliance just mopping up the remainder of the Snap forces. These 2 dwarves just not able to be put into action, unfortunately. They both are empty and devoid of kills. And the flag will go down before they can deal some damage in vengeance and honor for Snap's defeat here today. Breaking down the scoring, we have an 8 flag Alliance team taking first, 13 points right there, and a 7 flag alliance team taking second, 10 points total. So when you combine that up, they scored 23 points on this map. Snap's third place team 6 flags for 6 points, plus third place is 1, so that's 7 points. And you will add the 5 flags in and convert it to a point apiece. There's no bonus points for having the 4th place team, unfortunately, so that will net a score of 23 to 12 here. Snap only scoring 12 points on this map. That's going to bring the match to a conclusion. The final score combined is 29 points Snap, 93 points for Alliance. This is one of the widest margins I've seen in the tournament. Amongst the top bracket matches respectively, as they have 2 additional games compared to the bottom bracket's 3, and that is where Snap will be heading. Maybe they will have another opportunity to meet up with Alliance later in the tournament and strike back, as Alliance outclassed and outplayed them here. They seemed very well disciplined. They always knew what they were doing, and consistently found opportunities made by Snap, which they identified and took advantage of pretty much on every map. At least the first 4, albeit didn't come into much of a play on this Alliance map, where I'm calling it an Alliance map, on this Untamed Lands 2x2 map, where it's kind of like, Alliance's plan the whole time was to double up on one flag and then clean it up after, and that's all initiative and drive. The opportunity, and second guessing myself there, Snap did make that opportunity even juicier when Kensai sent all of his warriors to go help in an attacking force. You'll notice they're still alive here and tagging some flags, or at least attempting to, but it's a little late to be returning to the south, unfortunately. Let's go into some of the individual statistics of the players here as we wrap up Game 5 and the match. The first place Lions team going 36-5 with 224 damage, out damaging every other team which played. They were led by Mortar. He goes 7-0 with 27 damage. He was in control of a gold pack. City Hunter 16-5, 152 damage, putting in a lot of work with his archers. You can see here a 6-kill archer. How about that, folks? Leading the game in damage and outscores 3 of the other teams alone in damage. Very well done, Mr. City Hunter. Next up, Opus 13-0. The best ratios in the game, folks. You could contest that with Synapse 20-3 if you'd like, but in terms of numerology, or, well, not numerology, but in terms of perfect ratios and numbers, 13-0. It's the same as a 7-0, but job well done there. The Vulture coming up, 0 kills, 0 damage, 0 losses. He lagged out of the game. Unfortunate for him. He was in control of these defensive thrall, which looks like Mortar took back, and Mortar also got control of his dwarf, which is probably where those kills and damage came from. For the second place team, Synapse went 20-3, 69 damage, Red Dog 6-1, 51 damage, and Zap 1-10, 11 damage. Team total 27 kills, 14 losses, 132 damage, and they were able to get 7 of the 8 flags there. They didn't even need to get any flags on this map to win the match. Most certainly needed them to win the game, but the effective pinch between those two teams won this game right here, folks. Very well done by the Alliance team. And on to the third place team. Kensai of Snap captaining that one. He goes 5 and 2, 15 damage. Copper 5 and 15, 72 damage, leading all of the Snap players in damage. And Rust Dragon goes 0 and 17, 5 damage. Ouch. Those ratios hurt. They are essentially the opposite of the ratios Opus and Mortor got. Unfortunate for him, he was unable to kill any units in this final game. And the fourth place team for Snap, led by Giblet, he goes 5 and 19, 67 damage. Towers Chi 3 and 8, 14 damage. Dinsdale 0 and 2, 7 damage. Combined they go for 8 and 29, 89 damage. And combined for Snap's third place team, I believe I forgot to mention it, they go 10 and 34, 93 damage. You look at the difference in the kills and damage. You see the Alliance teams, purple and orange, getting out to an early lead, and kills going right after this Southwest force. Snap's red team able to make up in damage, although effectively losing a lot of their units, never having a lead in kills, although evening it up with the orange Alliance team at one point. They lose their damage lead to that Alliance team and never get above the orange Alliance team's kill threshold either. And this green Snap team just completely out of the action, unfortunately, not netting many kills or damage. And by the time they really have an opportunity to make any moves on this map whatsoever to threaten their opponents, I mean, Snap's other team had already been taken out, and suddenly they're against twice as many units. Albeit the opportunity for them might have been better if they had opted to get some pus. Pus can create opportunities on light maps that, you know, I think you see towards the end of the tournament, people really start realizing that. But regardless, some great games here, great match. Alliance just really showing you how it's done, folks. The team cohesion, what happens when you study up on your opponents and the maps, and just generally being aware of what's going on. So congratulations to them. They will move on in the top bracket. Their opponents will be Mac Gamers Guild, who also are coming off of a victory where they won with a player count lead. And for Snap, unfortunately, they will be going to the bottom bracket. We'll be playing the winners of Wolfpack and Companions. They are undefeated no more, and good luck to them throughout the rest of the tournament. Alliance as well. And that's about it, folks. This is Par 73, wrapping it up here in Game 5. Hope you enjoyed the match and the cast. Final score at 93-29 in Alliance's favor. Thank you all for watching, and GG as well as GG's.
Game over.